Alright, I am Jayplayfl, and we are here tonight playing Citizen Sleeper. Now, I know the sequel to this just came out not too long ago, or is about to come out. I'm honestly not sure, but I wanted to check this one out since it's on Game Pass, and give it a look-see, and maybe if I like it enough, I'll check out the second one when it comes out, or if it's already out. I don't know. But we're going to go ahead and get started. Oh, well, there's the news about Citizen Sleeper 2. Oh, okay, I see. Alright, let's see. Operator works with drones and high-precision remote machines to perform complex tasks from a distance. Sleepers assigned to operator work are usually cerebral and precise people. Extractors work on resource extraction, often in hard vacuum environments. Sleepers assigned to extractor work and are often confident, self-sufficient, and have a high level of endurance. Oh, are those? Oh, okay. Machinist repairs and modifies. Alright, so we're going with extractor because in pretty much all games I play high endurance characters the first time I've ever played. So that way we're not in too bad of a position when it comes to combat. I don't even know what the combat in here is, so this is all just kind of going to be... Alright, the first thing you become aware of on waking is the disconnect. The delay between thinking and feeling, between wanting to act and acting. Minor, almost imperceptible, but always present. Where are you? It's at its worst when waking, when yourself has spent many dark hours recalling what it felt like to be real, to be a person, to be in a body that was indisputably yours. Think of that body, forget that body. Forget that body. You resist nostalgia. It is pointless, especially now. This is the moment to reach out, not curl inwards. This is your moment of escape, even if it feels immediately like you traded one prison for another, smaller, colder, lifeless. Reach out. You almost laugh, or you would if there was room, or even air, to do so. The walls of the container are immediately present, cold, hard at your back and face, cramping your limbs. You resist the desire to stretch, knowing that the claustrophobia comes next, and retreat a little from your central nervous system. It isn't painful, not like you used to know pain, at least. Alright, let's see what the X button does. Cryptocurrency stored in air-walled sticks of memory known as chits. Just says, where are you? No, okay. Okay. In emergency mode, pain is a message delivered with efficiency and ease, a reminder that harm is imminent. There is no insistent throb, no trembling nerves, just a warning delivered with the banal quality of a digital notification. Right now there are thousands of them. Remember the plan, remember the others. Remember the plan. We're just going to stick to the plan. I'm very goal-oriented here. So I'm already getting super heavy Disco Elysium vibes here, so let's see if that continues. You mostly remember that it wasn't a good plan, but then your options were limited. And once you got the itch to get out, by any means possible, It was either that plan or something much worse. It was at least simple. Collapse the shaft, drift away in the chaos, slip into cargo processing, seal yourselves into containers, and then just hope the freighter left before you were missed. Some were lost in the shaft. Others never found the meeting point. Only a few made it to the containers. But the freighter, as far as you know, left. That feels like enough. Enough to know you might no longer be on that grim and heartless rock. Even if, in the airless hold of a freighter, you might freeze solid long before you reach any destination. Try to rest. But you are restless. It has been a long time since you left. Surely weeks, maybe months. You are dully aware of damage to your legs, your right arm. You have been reserving energy as much as possible, but your body has still needed to shut down many of its systems to protect you. You spent much of that time asleep, knowing that anything else would be impossible to endure. You feel the weight of that impossibility begin to gather. It is time to sleep again, to nudge this false body into inducing delta waves in your emulated mind, and once again recoil into a dream of when you were once a person. Time passes. The cold creeps further in. You feel something. Warmth. Not true warmth, but the indication of its presence. Your joints release from their rigor. Sound, too, everywhere. Screeching and shimmering so loud that your body ducks your hearing to protect its sensors. Okay. Then light. White as the cold. Softer and softer, until in a haze of dirty yellow, a figure appears. You are out. Da-da-da! Dragos, pragmatic salvager. What, alright. So we can, do a little bit of lateral. Or some slow lateral, I guess. There's Dragos. Let's see what's up here. Nothing up here. Nothing way down here, it looks like. Okay, well, I guess we see what Dragos is on about. It's been a few hours since Dragos pulled you from the container. You sit huddled in a corner of his scrapyard, swaddled in the reflective folds of a mylar blanket. You're slowly coming back to consciousness, back to life, and you stare at the ornately curving element of an improvised heater. You're surrounded by angular, incoherent lumps of ships, some corroded beyond recognition, others still carrying glassy wounds along their edges where a plasma arc sliced them apart. As you trace their shapes with fogged eyes, you hear a voice. So, Sleeper, you all thawed yet? Almost. Never seen one of you come in like this. New frames must have better perseverance in sub-zero vac. See more than a few of you frozen and solid to hull plates, or inside out of locks in my time. They weren't so lucky. Dragos comes into focus, shrouded in makeshift tech, his headset with its glinting eyes the mark of a drone operator. On his shoulder, one of his symbiotically linked drones perches, its irising eye locking you with an unflinching stare. So, this description seems pretty incongruous when it comes to lining up with the picture I'm looking at right now, which is just a goofy-ass little guy with wrinkled clothes and what looks like an adorable little spider drone on his shoulder. I mean, that's all I'm saying. Last living sleeper that came through this yard was a while ago. They didn't last long. You struggle to read his expression beneath the tech, but he seems lost in memory for a moment. Or perhaps he's just figuring out what to do with you. You aren't sure he hears you. I won't ask what led you to it, to sell yourself to a corporation, and I suppose you know you can't go back. Your old body, that's theirs now, and you are just software. A rogue emulation illegally possessing corporate property. You nod along. You remember biometrically signing the forms, the cold floor on your feet as you padded to the sleeper cells. The promise of a life off-world. But as you do, you get the now familiar sensation that these aren't your memories. These are things you know, but not things you feel. You are no longer that person. You are an offshoot, a copy, a sleeper. What you won't know is what's ahead. At least the last one didn't. There's no easy way to put it. That body of yours is falling apart. It's the same for any sleeper who makes it out. S&OP wants to protect their property, but if they can't keep hold of you, well then no one can. You remember that too, or at least rumors of it from the other sleepers. Planned obsolescence, a built-in dependence on the regularly administered supplements that were part of your routine. Stop taking them and your body begins to shut down, separate from your emulated mind. How long has it been? How long do you have? This is a bit of a downer so far here. Like, hey there, good morning. You're going to die. But for now, sleeper, you are one of the lucky ones. Dragos glances up and away towards the glassy dome of the yard. The eye is the best place you could be right now. The station. You'll see soon enough. Dragos impatiently shifts his weight. Look, I got things to be getting on with. He trails off. There's an old freight container I've been using as storage out in the stacks. We haven't been pulling in much valuable scrap these days, so you're welcome to it. Something wells up inside of you. Emotion, fatigue. You shakily get to your feet. Alright, you head on up there. You look like you need some rest. And with that, Dragos stalks back into the Rex. His drones already converging on a rusting hulk, plasma flashes silhouetting his spindly figure as he returns to work. Welcome to Room's Eye. Life runs in cycles during which you can talk to characters, explore areas, and perform actions. At the end of each cycle, you need to head to your current home to rest. Resting will move time forward on the station. Head to the empty container location to rest and end the cycle now. Okay. So, empty container is home, which is somewhere else. Wait, what was that? That's empty container. Okay. So I can also do... Well, I guess I should just go to my home. Go to your home! Are you too good for your home? One second. Alright, I guess we're just gonna end the cycle since it's our first day alive or whatever and we need to rest. Or am I? Oh. Oh wait, how do I? There we go. I hope I didn't just miss something, but I suppose it's not impossible. You wake curled up in the corner of the container and begin slowly assembling the world around you. After all this time, you still find this body, the one you wake in now, strange and disjointed. Its message is readable, but somehow wrong. You sit up, pulling the mylar blanket close against the cold. Here you are, on this ruined station. Millions of miles from anything you know. Anyone you know. Are you still in the system? Did any of the others make it out? It's impossible to know. After all this, what matters? I guess building a life, because, you know, the rest of it doesn't really matter. Maybe you did get lucky, finding yourself here. Maybe here, on the edge of everything, there's a life for you to build. But before you can build anything, you'll need to learn to survive. Maybe, if you can do that, you can make a life for yourself. Dragos has left a few comforts in the container. The mylar blanket, the bedroll you slept on, a canister of water, a makeshift electric stove, and some faded sachets of some desiccated powder. You thumb the power stud of the stove and begin to boil the water. The contents of the sachets smell like damp wood, and you sprinkle them into the liquid. Why would you sprinkle something that smells like damp wood into what you're going to eat, I guess? As the pungent smell washes over you, images from your restless sleep come back to you. A ring like the station, but skeletal and ghostly. A web of threads pulling at your skin. A constellation of bright polygonal shapes, like angular suns burning into your mind. Oops. Check something here. Okay. I'm gonna make the text a little bigger. Okay, cool. There's something unpleasantly visceral about these images, and it is long after you've finished drinking before they begin to fade. You tidy away the stove as best you can and try to gather enough energy to greet the day. Okay. Conditions, current state of your body. It depletes by one segment each cycle, but also can be damaged by violence, injury, or lack of food. Suffer a breakdown. Let's figure out how to recover. Corporate pharmaceutical to keep you alive. At the start of each cycle, you roll your action dice. These dice can be used to perform actions on the station. Number of dice rolls based on your condition. The worse your condition, the fewer dice. Once you've used your dice, you can't take any more actions and must rest to recover them. Okay, so dice are like action points or whatever. You also need to eat to survive. This is represented by your energy bar. Refill your energy bar by eating. Find somewhere to get food. Energy depletes by 2 segments each cycle. Becomes empty, you're starving. Okay. Okay. So. Leave. Dragos is standing in the corridor when you close up the container. He's still wearing his headset, and in the harsh light of the corridor, you realize it is implanted. A drone sits on his shoulder, its cache of sensor eyes rapidly irising. How are yous feeling? The drone chirps. Good to hear. You notice that beneath the operator's rig, his skin is marked by burns and blotches. I know the container isn't much, but it'll keep you safe. He pauses. So, I'm not gonna chit-chat too long. You well enough to work? Sure. Alright then. He nods. At the yard, it's simple stuff. We hack these old hulls down, sell them off to the shipyards or the bright market dealers for cryo. Occasionally we pull out some tech. Something with a little bit more value, but most of what comes in is scrap. It's hard to find good hands here, but I figure as a sleeper, you'll be used to the manual labor. And obviously, I'll slip you a few chits of commission based on what you turn up. He shuffles his feet nervously. Look, I wouldn't usually do this. In my opinion, you'd be best suited moving on as quick as you can. And sleepers, well, he trails off. But things being the way they are for me at the yard, I need the help. Okay. He pauses, thinking of something else to add. Look, just come down to the yard when you're feeling fresher. There's plenty to do. He nods distractedly, turns and walks away, the drone hopping along ahead of him. See yous later, he calls back. Looks like it's time to get to work. Alright, so it looks like we've got... Okay, so this is stuff... This is our skill tree, it looks like. Scrap item, transfer, intercept. Okay. Predictive reasoning, and thrill seeker. This is kind of intense skill tree. Let's see. Dragos' yard. Low end gate. Look like there's stuff to do anywhere else right now. I'm sure I don't want to go to the gate. How does this work? Okay, actions are the primary way you interact with the world. Perform an action, select it with up and down and A, then choose action dice to assign. Okay, so it's showing me the action, and then I pick which dice and which dice I use, which die, whatever. Based on which die I use is the % chance of a positive, negative, or neutral outcome. Okay. Either critical or repeatable. Critical actions can only be performed once. Safe, risky, or danger. Okay. Risky, negative outcome means cryo or energy loss. Negative outcome means condition loss. Okay. Skill this action requires. Let's endure. Modifier is what you have to use for the skill. Okay. So what's... I guess I can't do anything there. So let's do the endure one here. I thought it showed the dice, like what the chance was. I guess that's just all of them. So 1 and 2 is like 50-50. 3 and 4 are like 50-50, but with a neutral possibility, it looks like. So let's try a 4. Makes it a 5. And we start the action. Action complete. Actions often progress clocks. Clocks are displayed below the actions. Okay, so it's like a timer for when you're going to get a cutscene or something of that sort, looks like. And we're going to go ahead and continue. Okay, so we did that, we did that. Okay, so I still can't do the... Okay, so those are just the base. Alright. So let's input the dice. Let's put a... Wait. In Citizen Sleeper, you unlock drives if you discover more about yourself in the world. Drives guide you in pursuing specific objectives. Track drives, any track drive with a yellow marker on locations will... Okay. Access your drive menu with LB. Free to explore Roland's Eye and make a life for yourself. Try tracking and drive to help you survive. Look for food to keep your energy up and a way to recover condition. Fill clocks to progress stories. Remember to end cycle at your home when you're out of dice. Scroll the station. Rotate the camera. Good luck. Okay. Repay Dragos and survive. Access the corporate pharmaceuticals. Otherwise, escape attempt will come to rapid end. Okay. And then... No. Oh. Yeah, I think I was still on this. Alright, let's try. See what happens. Negative outcome. Of course. Alright, well, I'm not out of dice yet, so let's leave here and see what else we got. Dock C4, Rotunda, Dock B2, Bright Market, and then, what's this other thing? Oh, well, I guess I can't go there. Or can I? No, okay. Empty container, shipyard, and nothing back here. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and go to the shipyard. Let's see what we can do there. Risky, danger. You don't have connections, but you do have skills. I do not have skills, but fair enough. And we're not doing anything there. But we'll give one of these a shot. We'll do the one. Any good? Nope, negative outcome. I am starving. Alright, I guess I gotta go find some food. I'm betting the market's got food. Ask for directions, explore the market, local knowledge. I wonder when there are hundreds of people who live and work, all you do is... I'm gonna ask for directions. I'm out of food, so... Or out of hunger. You're led into a blind alley and jump from behind. By the time you get to your feet, both the thugs and chits are gone. Well, that's unfortunate. And I'm out of dice. So, let's try not to die. Let's go to our home. Sunbathe. Oh, I can do that at home. Very cool. Anyway, gotta end cycle. We're in trouble. It's doesn't look like it's a good time so far. This time you don't wake up. Instead, the ghost of the station, that shifting skeletal ring, surrounds you. For a moment you are gone, absent from your own body, stretched out across a colorless void. Then the connections begin to establish themselves, threads tugging on the edge of your mind. These threads become vectors of exchange and then extensions as you feel your thoughts slipping away down them, dissolving into the millions of distributed nodes they connect to. You see the station. No, you feel the station, like a web of texture in a smooth black liquid. Touch it. I'ma touch it. Find a point in the station, you connect to it, pulse through it. Follow loops and paths under and around it. You touch more points than you have fingers. And then you try, in a moment of impulsiveness, to connect them. The flow passes through you so rapidly that you feel yourself being carried with it, splitting and separating, eddying and gathering. As you do, things occur to you, things you can't possibly know. You reach out, try to grasp them, try to touch them too. You notice a tugging feeling, pulling at you insistently, as if it were a small child. Somehow it is pulling in two directions at once. You look down. All of a sudden, everything shuts off. You come back trembling into this unfamiliar body, both yours and not yours, all at once. You find yourself standing in the container, eyes now open to the dark steel walls. You feel a change within you, a shift. You're fucking starving. You close your eyes for a second, and you feel it waiting there. The station splayed out across your mind, a storm of connective nodes waiting to be explored, and then it is gone. Alright, well, that was emo? I don't really know. Anyway, we're gonna go ahead and sunbathe, because that gives me a thing, right? Come on, no? Can I just, maybe I have to leave and try it again? Yeah, it looks like it. Let's go with that one. Neutral. Well, we got some food. Or, we got unstarving, I guess you could say. Find a doctor, find a doctor. Oh, we didn't have a good time at the market. Let's try the rotunda. Steal dock plans, explore the rotunda. It's a -1. Okay, that doesn't look good. What about over here? Helion Crossing. Merchants willing to run the gauntlet of the Helion system are rare, but those that do always return, eventually. They always return? So, like, is it insanely safe? Is that what they're trying to say here? Salvage sortie. It takes several cycles to reach the Starward Belt and return, loaded with scrap from the old wrecks. Okay, so far I haven't had any luck with anything. So let's try the market again, because it feels like that's going to be where our doctor is. It seems wise not to push your luck. I agree. It's still going to be crappy, but oh well. You manage to follow the flow of people, and you start to appreciate, even enjoy, the chaotic layout of the markets. Alrighty. Well, that did nothing. Ooh, doctor! I found a doctor. I found a doctor. No, give me the doctor. What the oh, there we go. Next! Comes the call from the enforcer at the door. You shuffle down the flickering hallway towards the open apartment door. You keep your head down and your shoulders high in the queue, trying not to bring attention to yourself. I guess if you're huddled, you would be more noticeable. You were thankful for the tip-off that a doctor was operating out of this place. But now that you're here, you aren't so sure. The gang enforcer on the door, the flickering light strips, the decaying hab block, they have all made the long queue a test of your nerve. But your options are few, and without a supply of stabilizer, this body, your body, will... You suppress a shiver and shuffle forward to the front of the queue. You try to find something to distract yourself. Let's look at the guy. The enforcer is looking down the corridor, and you dare to glance at him. His purpose is unmistakable. He is there to intimidate, to threaten, and if necessary, carry out those threats. His broad shoulders are framed with a metal exoskeleton. A couple of mirror-like implants sit below his eyes like mercury teardrops. Subsidiary sense input or aesthetic markers, you aren't sure. You also aren't familiar with the geometric blade-like tattoo on his arm, but you make a note of it. You avert your eyes when he looks back at the queue. After a few moments, a figure pushes through the doorway and you catch a distant voice. "Send the next one in, Toshihiro!" The enforcer jerks his head and you slip inside, passing through the dark entryway and pushing through the plastic sheeting on the far door. The room beyond is bathed in warm light. A floor-to-ceiling transparent panel gives a full view of the Bright Market's sealed roof and the buzzing traffic above, and for a moment you are transfixed by the motion.
Come, sit!
calls a sharp voice, and you see a silhouetted figure turned away, replacing the plastic sheeting over the frame of a simple folding bed. You make your way across the room. The figure turns, and as they do, you see an expression of confusion flash across their features. They open their mouth as if to speak. They blink, and then quickly regain their composure.
Please sit.
They gesture to the bed, then turn to an open case of tools on the table. You sit. Sabine turns, a compact diagnostic scanner of some kind in their hand. They hold it to their eye.
Remain still, please.
Their tone is clipped and businesslike. You stare ahead, still dazed from their expression when you first entered. Fear, recognition, sadness, unmistakably etched across their face.
How long have you been on the station?
They ask, the scanner still to their eye. They nod.
It's good you came to me.
They set the diagnostic scanner on the table.
I'm going to start by assuming you don't know anything.
They take your arm and roll up your sleeve, inspecting your synthetic skin.
Your body is dying.
They say it without ceremony, without drama, but not without empathy.
SNARP doesn't like to see its proprietary technology let loose. To prevent bodies like yours, frames, as they call them, from being stolen, repurposed, or in your case, escaping, they built in a process of so-called planned obsolescence. Frames decay rapidly when not regularly injected with stabilizer, one which SNARP remains the sole producer of.
They look up.
Sound familiar? Good. That may help.
They swap to your other arm, running some thin metal device over your skin. You feel your forearm tremble.
I'm sorry,
Sabine says, and you're unsure if they mean for the cold touch of the metal or everything else.
Emulations like you, sleepers, as most people know you, aren't classified as people in any of the surrogate systems. You have no rights, no status.
They focus hard on the inspection of your arm.
And SNARP has no reason to release stabilizer into the market.
Sabine looks up as if to apologize again, but they stop themselves.
I know little of this is of use to you.
They turn away, disassembling the metal instrument and cleaning it. Silence fills the room as Sabine works. And then the silence gives way to tension. You stare at their back, willing them to say something. Anything. Sabine turns to face you.
I may be able to help.
They sigh, and you see the darkness under their eyes, hear the fatigue in their voice. They gesture to the door.
You saw Toshiro outside?
You nod.
He works for my benefactor, Yadigan. They are influential in the low end. They gave me the space to work, run the door, and take the profits. At the same time, I have to fix up their enforcers, tend to their implants, sew up their wounds.
They look away.
But Yadigan has connections. Smugglers from the Starward Belt. Mercenaries working for the corporations on Ember. If they can source the stabilizer, maybe you'll have a better chance.
Sabine sets down their slate, their notes complete.
This is dangerous, and it'll be expensive. But I think we can do it.
Sabine walks away to the window, their face dappled by the shadows of passing drones.
Let's just see if this works first. I'll let you know when I have a lead.
You nod and leave, Sabine's still staring out, unmoving. When you reach the lower level of the market, you look back up through the panels of the roof to see if you can see their face. But the room looks dark against the lights of the market. You duck your head and walk off into the crowd. Well, that was fun. Okay, so it looks like this is really how you do stuff. Okay. So I have one dice left. So we'll go ahead and do some work of some sort. Do some manual salvage there. Heck yeah. Alright, now to home. We can't do that. I don't have any dices. So we just end our cycle. Again, the skeletal ring of the station fills your mind. It sparkles with glittering lights, like stars reflected in a winter lake. It is clearer, crisper than before. The threads still pull, but you remain in place, flickering in the flow. That would be a dope poetry book. Flickering in the flow. Between the threads you see bright shapes, caches of shimmering light beneath transparent crystal forms. You follow the path of a thread across the ring, through these forms, then leap off into the void. You begin to understand. These are nodes and connections, a map of information, of communication. There are so many layers, so many loops, that it seems almost impossible to parse, but you begin to try. Focus on the nodes. The nodes are glassy, bright, but in all this flow, the only solid and fixed points. You approach one, a pyramid or a triangle, the dimensions are difficult here, and lean close to it. Inside, shifting layers conceal a tangle of threads, a meeting point of exchange. But before you can glimpse any further, the glass clouds and hardens, cutting you off. The threads and nodes, passages and puzzle boxes. One leads to another. There is so much here, so many answers, so many questions. All you need to do is follow the paths and open the boxes. You look out across this ghost landscape of exchange and see an opportunity. But then that insistent tugging again, pulling at you. You look down and see two lines, two threads pulling in different directions, as if they were tied around you. Let's go with the second one. The second thread leads in, pulling deep into the station. Your gaze follows it, and this time you see something. A sphere shimmering above a strange angular body. A pulse shoots out from it, passing over you like a torch beam, testing you, tasting you. The first thread leads out, away from the station, into the inky black. Someone out there is tracking you, hunting you, following the thread to you. They are in a ship, and the ship is approaching ever closer with each cycle. You open your eyes. Time is short. Hunted. Someone out there is tracking me. It won't be long before they arrive. Something has changed inside you. You can now access the data cloud of the Eye, a network of decaying protocols and data caches. While you are there, you can use dice and items to access systems and extract data. Be careful, these networks are old and strange. Press Y to toggle this view off and on. Okay. I see. And then X. What, does that do anything? Nope. Nothing there. Okay. That part's very confusing. I don't understand. And obviously being on a controller makes it a little more difficult. Let's look at the market, I guess. Explore the market. Nothing seems to give me the option to say have food. Have food. That's the word. Alright, so let's do this. Let's check out 0102. Data actions allow you to extract data from the networks of the eye. They work like dice actions, but in order to unlock them, you must match your dice to the one displayed. Oh, okay. If you have a +1, +2, you will be given more possible dice to match. Okay. So I need a 2, and I have a 2. Look at that. Extract data. +1 encrypted key. Woohoo! No idea what that means. But we used 1 already. Let's see, what kind of shipyard stuff do we got? Nothing cool there. Okay. It's that means I have stuff on a cycle clock. Alright. And then I think I just gotta go home to sunbathe. Because I don't have any food or whatever. So and I have nothing else to do. Let's look over here, see if anything. Do I have any Solheim ciphers? No. What do we got here? Key? Key? Maybe a key? Havenage agent. And it takes a dice. That takes a Havenage cipher. Right. Solheim cipher. I looked at that one actually. Feels like one of these I might have a key for. So I picked up a key for something. Okay, well, that looks like everything. Unless... yeah, that was one I already looked at. Okay, so Y. And we're just going to go home. And go to sleep. Because I don't think I can do anything else right now. I'm not sure if I'm just missing out. Like, I can actually do more stuff. Then I have dice or something, but I seem to be in trouble. Goodness. Alright, so we're gonna try to start maybe min-maxing. As you close up, a voice echoes down the corridor towards you. Sleeper, wait up. Feng is coming down the corridor towards you, a wonky grin on his broad face. Hey! Glad I caught you! He grins. You do now? He puts a hand on your arm.
I've seen you hanging around. Just want to chat. You staying in that thing?
He nods back to the container, shaking his head.
Rough. It can be hard to get a start on the eye.
He looks away down the passage.
What was it old Erlen said? The eye opens for us all. Nice idea, but well, not always very practical.
He glances back at you.
We do our best, but it isn't easy.
You pass together into the main hallway.
No one has told you about Erlen? He's the founder of this place. That's why it bears his name. Haven should organize some seminars.
He laughs.
Not really my department, though. I'm with systems. Everything the eye runs on.
He runs a hand along the passage wall.
This place is a ruin, but systems keeps it spinning somehow. At least we try to.
He stops you in the quiet passage.
Look, that's not what I'm here to discuss. I saw you around and well, I know a little about you, sleepers. I have a little proposition for you.
He glances around.
But this is not the place for it. I have an office just across the way. Give me a cycle or two to prepare. Then when you are settled, stop by.
He lowers his voice and gives you a dark look.
In truth, I need you. If what they say is true about you sleepers, well, there's work to be done.
He pats you on the back, his voice bright and his dark look suddenly gone.
Stay clean, sleeper!
He walks off down the passage, raising a hand in farewell. Alright, well, you're a weird guy. But I guess in a while I can do stuff with you. Is there... Almost there. Okay. What about market? What if I explore the market with a 6th eye? Woohoo! Local knowledge. That's super cool. Does that mean I can do something about it? New drive discovered. Build a ship mind. You've heard talk of a fabricator owned by the Ort Exchange. With that and a few fragments, you could build a ship mind core. Get access to the Ort fabricator. Okay, so we're still doing that. Help pay off his debt. Okay. So then we come down here, and I just gotta go sunbathing. You aren't finished. Complete active scenes. What does that mean? Woohoo! Sunbathing. Okay. What active scenes do I have? I am confused. Is it this thing? Emphas, street food vendor. Heck yeah, Emphas is busy. His broad face uplit by the makeshift gas burner in front of him. With precise, delicate movements, he lays thick chunks of marinated fungus into a dented wok. His other hand idly tossing a metal bowl of sliced vegetables in some red fleck dressing. The smell is incredible. You watch as he fulfills a set of orders, heaping the fungus with the bright salad and depositing it in plastic trays. A stack of chits rattles in his apron pocket as customers file past the burner, handing over payment. You join the queue. It's mostly made of off-duty salvagers' vac suits, unzipped and rolled down to expose stained vests, grubby mods, a lattice of scars and tattoos. They discuss the best food on the eye, the best drink, comparing notes on bright market dives, their words cut through with heavy spacer slang. Eventually, it's your turn. And you shuffle to the front. Emphas speaks in a deep, even tone without looking up. First try is free. The smell is almost unbearably strong as he cooks. The earthiness of the fungus laced with something so spicy the smoke makes your eyes water. The heat from the burner is like a bonfire, and your skin hardens in its glare. That's a little sexier than I expected that description of a guy cooking to be. I know you sleepers. Emphas says while he cooks, his voice deep but clear. A hard life. A lot of stories. He glances up from beneath his cap with piercing eyes. I know. You begin to tell him about your journey to the eye, and he nods as he cooks, his eyes never leaving his work. You tell him of the confusion, the pain, but also the sense of possibility and its sudden arrival. You tell him of the cold and dark of the container, and the endless cycles spent within it. Now it seems you tell him like some dream that you once had but can never forget. You tell him that the eye excites you and scares you, and you're unsure where to walk, where to look, what to do. Eventually you tail off, running out of words. He places a plastic tray of steaming fungus in your hand. Next time we can talk some more. He smiles. But next time, you pay. He slams a heavy hand against a button on the burner's side and it shuts off. The roar of the flame and its impressive heat fades. Next time then, sleeper. He waves you away and begins to oil the wok. Before you turn back to the alley, you notice the geometric patterns of circular scars across his forearms, each surrounded by a constellation of glinting pin marks. You walk away, and as you do, you take a bite of the rich, spicy, delicately sweet fungus. Your taste sensors light up like a fusion reactor. You'll be back. Alright. I don't need food anymore. I don't need food right now anymore. Get to know Emphas. Okay. So we just keep eating at Emphasis. Alright. Access to the art fabricator. So, I don't... What's this? Can I do that? No, I don't have them. Okay. What else? What else? Anything going on at Dragos' place? Nope. I'm not sure if, like, bringing these things up triggers some kind of cutscenes sometimes, or if it's something else. Because, like, I had gotten... Oh, the market's gone now. So the market is now just those things. Okay. So it looks like tomorrow or the next day is when, what's her name, is going to have the medicine ready. So let's just go Sleepy Sleeps. Okay, I'm down to 2 dice, which seems like a bad time. Hopefully once Sabine gets her stuff together. What's that? Oh, okay, that's that dude. I really don't know if I'm gonna go talk to that dude too much more, because that goofy voice is hard. Buy some scrap. I've got a little bit. Okay. Unload containers is dangerous. But I've got a +1 on there. Let's try this first. Let's see if that does anything. Random scrap item, minus scrap allowance. Okay. What do I have now? Cryo scrap components. Heck yeah. 15 positive outcome. That's what's up. Good deal. Okay. So I did something cool. That's good. And then I go see Sabine to get my drugs. The first thing you see on entering is the glint of Tashiro's implants like a cat's eyes in the dark of the corridor. He nods you in as you arrive at Sabine's door. The entryway is still dark and you push through the sheeting into the surgery.
I have it!
Sabine stands with a case open in front of them, a set of vials lined up inside, separated by foam inserts. They pick one up, rotating it in the warm light.
I have no idea how yet again.
They trail off.
We should treat this with caution. It looks authentic, but I have no idea if it really is what it appears to be. I appreciate your enthusiasm, but we need to be careful. Unfortunately, I'm not sure we have another choice.
They gesture for you to sit on the bed.
The stabilizer works under a similar principle to an immunosuppressant in a transplant operation, in that it stops your body from rejecting the unfamiliar part of itself. In the case of your frame, the unfamiliar part is each of your biosynthetic organ groups, which over time are identified by your body as foreign material, and therefore must be eliminated.
Sabine holds up a vial of the would-be stabilizer.
However, unlike an immunosuppressant, the stabilizer doesn't do this by limiting your entire immune system. Instead, it re-encodes your biosynthetic organs with new protein chains which act as passcodes within your immune system. The stabilizer refreshes those passcodes, keeping your frame from rejecting all of its organs. Which means the stabilizer should be able to encode any organic or biosynthetic matter to be accepted by your immune system.
They glance away.
At least if the stabilizer is genuine. The only way to know for sure is to inject the vial.
They begin readying the syringe.
I will start with a small dose to limit the risk.
Let's do it. Sabine cracks the glass neck of the stabilizer vial and uses a syringe to extract a fraction of the liquid. They tap the syringe and you watch as if any sign might emerge from the clear liquid. You barely feel the needle, your frame registering the initial injection but with little response. A sensation begins to spread from the site. A fizzing, trembling wave that disperses through your arm with incredible speed. Your vision goes white, and when it returns, Sabine appears encased in shards of sparkling light that slowly fade into darkness as you settle back against the bed. You swim in darkness, muffled noises like an argument heard underwater, prickling waves of cold, amber waves of grain. When you sit back up, Sabine is sitting in a chair by the window, facing away from you, backlit by the glow of their slate. Awake? I mean,
awake?
Yeah.
The stabilizer is genuine.
They sit down beside the bed.
I don't know how Yadigan acquired a case of this stuff, But they did.
Sabine looks troubled, distracted.
You should rest some more, but you are going to have to do that somewhere else.
They gesture to the door.
I have other patients. Sorry.
Sabine nods toward the case.
I'm afraid I can't offer you any more doses. You're going to have to pay for your next dose.
Silence fills the room and they return to their glowing slate. Looking around the room, it seems different somehow, as if things have moved or shifted. You wonder how long you have been out.
Nothing comes free, sleeper. Remember that.
You manage to get to your feet and wander out in the hallway. The queue stretches down the flickering corridor. Toshiro stands impatiently by the door and fixes you with a glare as you leave. You lower your eyes as you stumble past, somehow faintly aware of the station spinning beneath you. Okay. So some weird stuff happened. We're all good now, though. Everything's good. So we're not going to worry too much about that. So what about this one? Let's try that. Sell components. Play the exchange. Unfortunately, I'm not good at that. So we're not going to do that one. Input 1 scrap components? Hell yeah. Plus 12 cryo, plus trusted trader. Cool. Okay, so we didn't have to do dice on that one. Let's look at this stuff. Match input. See if any of these are 4. God dang it. This, no. 3. Not quite. We don't have any of that nonsense. Oops. Nope. And nope. Alright, nothing there. Let's see if there's anything. What's this? What's his deal?
Sleeper!
Feng catches your attention as you approach the Havenage building, leaning against a bay door to the side of the entrance. You approach.
Easier to come in this way. Security, all that.
He gives you a look.
You know.
He slams a button and the bay creaks open, blinking lights in the dark behind it. You follow Feng inside.
Truth be told, I don't spend much time upstairs. This is where I work.
The door hisses as it closes behind you. The bay is filled with pieces of hardware, all rigged up to generators and diagnostic slates and things you don't recognize that glow with blue screen light. There's a chorus of hums that blends into a single wave of static, filling the dark corners of the room. Feng leans on a server stack and gestures around.
You like it?
He taps a nearby server stack, which bleeps in response.
This is my treasure trove, all dredged up from the sea of systems we call the Eye. You wouldn't believe what this place runs on.
He steps over to a towering block speckled with vents.
Some of these systems are from the original station, AE1, the one Solheim built. We've had to invent new components, repair things we never built, reverse engineer entire subsystems into existence. Residents here look up at the Eye and think they're seeing a concrete reality. But this place is a system in constant flux, decaying and growing, collapsing into new configurations.
He walks down between the hardware stacks and you follow.
We are keeping this place alive, but also remaking it into something new, dragging it away from those corporate origins.
He stops.
At least that's what I'm trying to do. Yuck.
He turns back to face you among the flickering machines humming all around you.
I know you can see this too, Sleeper. All these systems and sections. You can, can't you? It makes sense, right? You're between here and there, between the people and their systems. You light this place up like a beacon. That's what I need.
You glance at the lights around you, and as you do, they seem to flicker, to realign, to follow your gaze. Feng notices it too.
I'm guessing being a beacon isn't always ideal when you're on the run, though.
He pats you on the shoulder.
Maybe I can help with that. There's a lot of old growth in this place. Subsystems I can't see. Access protocols lost to time and decay. Secrets. A shitload of secrets.
Yuck!
With your help, I can unlock this place. Break off those last ghost limbs of corporate control.
He lowers his voice below the hum.
Even in Havenage, there's old growth. Those whose roots trace back into those bad old days. You help me dredge up the past, and I'll see what I can do about that tracker of yours.
He winks.
What do you say, Sleeper?
Let's do it. Thing pumps his fist and claps you on the shoulder. He meets your eye.
You won't regret it, Sleeper.
Feng passes you a ragged-looking metal tab.
A gift.
He smiles.
It's a Solheim cipher. I dug it up from the depths of the station. Slot that into an old network gate, and you'll be able to pull out all kinds of secrets from the nodes inside.
He walks you back to the front of the bay.
Start by bringing me whatever you can turn up. Use that emulated mind of yours and see what's out there. Let's get a picture of how things are. Those above have granted me an acquisitions budget. I can pay you for whatever useful data you bring in. I know you need it.
He slams the door button again.
Keep it quiet and keep it clean, Sleeper. And I'll see you soon. Yep.
You step blinking back out into the passage. Those flickering lights still in the back of your mind. Alright, I'm going to take a short break here, and we will return shortly. And we are back. We are here on the ship. We just got our medicine, so we're back to not dying for the moment. I do want to... I can't adjust the screen size. Okay, well... Let me see. We're gonna take a quick second. No, okay. Looks like there's nothing I can do to change the screen size, so we'll just have to deal with it being a little outside my screen. Kinda quick little jump back in there. Let's see, what's Drago's got going on? He didn't have too much of nothing. We still need to help him out though. So... And I don't think I can get to where I need to be before this... What's here now? That's still nothing here, but this one's got stuff we can do. Okay. So, wait, what about this thing? Sell components. Play the exchange. So that's pretty much only if I have a 5 or a 6. So we'll go ahead and help out Dragos a little bit. And we'll do... Whoops. Yeah, we got 75% chance of it going well. And it went well. Very nice. Oh, look at that. Double. Okay. Good deal. Good deal. Now, back to sleep. And if we go to sleep, we will probably wake up with full dice. Which is definitely what I want. So I definitely need to make sure I'm tracking my health and my food. But for right now, we can chill. I'm gonna go see if I can do one of these. Wait. No. Okay. Let's see. What we got here? Oh, Soul Slime Cipher. Do it. We got Gate S7 access. Ooh, look at that. There's a bunch of stuff. Solheim node there. Okay. Let's give that a shot. Wait a minute. Okay, there's nothing. Anyway, back to it. Back to it. Thank you. Alright, just do the thing. Do the thing. Do the thing. Solheim data. Or Solheim data. As you drift back from the node, something latches onto you. A thread strung tight around you. It tethers you in place. A taste. The voice makes you shiver, its source somehow sounding both distant and close behind your ear. You see a distant glint of light shut off, and then suddenly a shape is at your side. It stalks around you, circling like a shark, like a wolf. Entity unknown. Astringent. Processing. Please hold. The thread around you thickens until it's a ring. A cylinder, a tunnel of light circled around you. It is blinding for a moment, and then it is gone. As it fades, you see a figure, a creature in front of you. Its strange head flickers between different angles, reading you. The shape paces around you on lithe legs, although there is no ground here to pace on. Entity identify. Origin. Serial. Cadence. The figure faces you expectantly. Unknown. Known. The figure's strange head rotates. Brackish signature. Of and not of. Attempting interface. As the figure speaks, more threads begin to spiral from its head. Thick, snaking, vine-like ribbons that flex and wave. They approach with intent. The figure halts its threads, its head twitching. Entity, your identity is unknown. We only seek to correct illegalities. Can you confirm your legal right to sentience? Incorrect. You are an entity. All at once, Hunter's head is directly in front of yours, blocking your vision. You stink of their taste. The one from the sealed dock. Hunter shimmers with fury. I will find access. I will interface. An entity hides in the rotunda. You are its puppet. Hunter extends a razor-edged thread. I will not be diverted from my task. It glows with murderous intent. You lash out with all your force. Not a physical strike, but a focusing. A spike of interference leaping out like the tip of a spear. Hunter stumbles, shifts, separates. You open your eyes, blinking back into the station light, shaking with fear. Alright. That was weird. What we got? Solheim data, encrypted key. Okay. Oh, that's what it was. Okay. Right. So, we've got a bunch of stuff we can do. First, well, let's check this place out. Anything? No. Okay. Nothing here we can do. I think, right? Why is it? See, I'm not good at that, though. Oh, I guess it's just telling me that that's where the thing is. Alright. Let's go. Over here? I don't have 20 cryo. Cool. Plus 15 cryo, plus energy. Very nice. Alright, about shipyard. Shipyard's a +1 there. Let's give that a shot. Heck yeah. Nice. Alright, good deal. Good deal there. Let's see, we can help. What's Dragos a little bit? With the risky one. Yeah, let's do the risky one. Gotta risk it for the biscuit. Don't be negative. It wasn't negative. Woohoo! Alright, we're in good shape. I'm a day ahead of that guy. So, and what's here? Nothing to do here yet. Nothing to do in the rotunda yet. Oh, there is something to do in the rotunda. Danger, risky. It feels like this is almost... Yeah, this is not even worth it. Let's go back here. Let's see, what about this? That's a 1. That's a 1. Okay. That's a 2. Come on, buddy. Cool. What's the... Oh, that was just where I was. Okay. Back here. And I'm guessing that means it's nighttime. It looks like the hunter guy might be on his way. Ooh, we got some good stuff this time. Okay. So let's start with this. We're going to go here, we're going to go here, and we're going to go there. Not sure. what happens here. Disable your tracker. Alright. Extract the past. Alright. Get to know Emphas. Repay Dragos. So how do I repay Dragos? That's the real question. Is that it? Ah, here it is. You arrive into a buzz of activity at the yard. Red blinking lights flash across a vast dark shape, suspended below the dome. They flicker across scorched hull plates and bent structures, spilling from holes in the twisted shape. The cutter is huge and has been torn apart in some violent encounter. She's a beauty, isn't she? Drago stands to the side, focused on the hulking ship as it is lowered into the yard. I should thank yous. This place was on its last legs when yous turned up, and now look at this. The ship descends slowly, its interior visible through multiple hull breaches. You struggle to gather the same enthusiasm as Drago's for this monster's craft, but you can't help but think of what became of its crew. Believe it or not, I managed to convince our salvage friends to give it to me on credit. He glances at you. The ship creaks like a calving iceberg as it reaches the base of the yard. Dragos is visibly excited. I know I said you shouldn't stick around, but I'm gonna need some help with this one. The drones start to crawl over the hulk, their lights illuminating flashes of dented hull. Watching, you wonder if you arrived in a similar fashion, locked inside that container, the wreck of the S&R freighter lowered into the yard like a corpse ready to be butchered. Or was the container delivered to Dragos on its own? A womb for your rebirth into this strange station. You shudder. Perhaps if you learned something about this ship, you might be able to trace the path that led you to this yard. Dragos squeezes your shoulder. After these past cycles, I think we are up to it. What do you think? You see the fading name of the ship emblazoned on its side. Winter Light. He claps you on the back. Glad to hear it. Come back in a few and we can make a start. He's from Space Boston, in case you weren't sure. A real beauty. Dragos repeats, perhaps just to himself. You take one last look at the shattered ship as the drones start cutting, then slip out of the yard, feeling suddenly cold in the empty passage. Okay, one upgrade point. So we got us an upgrade. I think I want into it because that appears to be the one that actually I've got a deficit on. The question is how upgrade? Ah, there we go. Oh, I can't add into it. Okay, so I definitely remember engineer, plus that seems Yeah, let's go hacker. Why not? Chance to gain cryo on interface actions. Why not? Alright. Now, that's Fang. That's Shipyard. We got this stuff. We got that stuff. Yeah, let's go chat up Snake Plissken over here. Order fungus. Alright. Oh, so I just gotta keep doing it until I get enough fungus, I guess. Let's play the exchange with our 6-banger. Plus 12 cryo and plus trusted trader. Okay. Now we can drift back down here. We'll probably do this one. Yeah, that'll be fine. Whoops. Cool. Ruh-roh. Condition. Minus condition. Oh, that's fine. But that's still okay. We're gonna go to the shipyard. We're gonna do some stuff at the shipyard. We'll haul some materials, maybe. Try that. Yeah, it's 75% chance. Nope. Alrighty. Let's go to the hackerverse, or whatever we want to call it. What's this need? Havenage cipher. Don't have any of those. What do we have? Havenage agent. Nope, he needs a 2. God dang it. Back. Alright, come on. There we go. Last access timestamp is 1,000 cycles ago. +1 encrypted key. Alright, and sleepy time. Back to my house. Where is my house? There it is. And the cycle. Call it nap time. Alright, so I've got somebody coming after me. We're gonna go ahead and do that. Still got some energy out of it. Let's see. Oh, so he's still got mofos coming for him? That's some nonsense. Alright. Okay, since you're not gonna sure he's gonna hold his nerve much longer. Okay, well, fuck, I don't fucking hang out with you then. You don't wanna hang out, we don't have to hang out, bro. Acquire stabilizer 100. Okay. Okay. Exchange. Let's play the exchange. Do I have any? No? Okay. Alright, here we go. Very nice. Plus trusted trader and plus some cryo. That thing's gone. Okay. Okay, so I see what's happening. That thing shows up occasionally. This is gonna be the one that's tricky. I think I want to do the winter light stuff though. Porque I guess I'm gonna run out of time where Dragos is into me. So yeah. Cool. Go to Hackerverse. Let's see. What about you? You need 2. You need 4. Come on. There we go. You need 1. That'll work. making lots of money here. Havenage data, Solheim data, encrypted key. Okay. I wonder what happens if I go see Feng right now. Deliver data. Okay. And give him the data. Plus scoping the systems. Okay. I have more? Yeah, I have more. I mean, it might be a thing to hold on to it. You know, just to kind of make sure. But let's see how many... So we don't have any upgrade points. We've got... Let's see... Okay. Study the winter light. How do I do that one now? That's there. Oh, okay, that's just me studying the winter light. I got it. I got it. I don't know what I want to do. I guess I want to disable my tracker. So that definitely seems like the thing to do. And it looks like right now none of those things are anything I can do stuff with. Alright, let's go to bed. Go into bed. Hopefully I don't have a bad dream. Okay, I got 4 dice today. That's not too bad. So, I am a little hungry. So actually, we're gonna use that one. There. Sweet. Okay. Anything new popping up? Doesn't look like it. Okay. Feng, how about you? What do you got? No, I can't do anything but give him Solheim data. Ship. I mean, Dragos has been a bro. So we'll just keep on doing his stuff. Heck yeah. Plus scrap item. Once, I think it's the ship, or is it here that I sell scrap? Do I not have scrap components? Ship mine fragment and cryo. Okay. Never mind. Let's see what if there's something I can do in the shipyard that involves that. No, not yet. Alright, so we're gonna go here. Havenage agent needs 2. We'll just go ahead and do 2. Alright. And then we come up here. This guy needs 2. It was the guy up here that needed 4. No, that needed a Havenage cipher. Okie doke. That one need 4? Yes. More Solheim data? More Solheim data. Okay, so we can go to Feng's and give him more Solheim data. Is that the last one I need to give him before I can do the next thing? I think so. Alright, what we got? As you enter the bay, Feng is nowhere to be seen. The banks of servers and machines blink out of the dark in staccato rhythms. Unseeing eyes of the station's digital ghosts. Shitheads! Feng's voice echoes from behind a stack, followed by the hammer of a fist on a metal casing.
These snaky shitheads!
Sleeper! Feng's smiling head pops out from behind a stack.
Just the emulated consciousness I've been eager to see. Come back here.
You pick your way between the thrumming stacks, trying not to trip on the loose bundles of cables that blanket the dark floor. Feng is sat in front of a set of monitors mounted to a stack.
Tell me, Sleeper, what do you see here?
Feng waves at a monitor to his side, glowing with pale lists of information. You lean in closer, looking for the links in the data. The tables seem to be filled with personal information, names, genders, dates, ID numbers, all the markers of institutional records.
I think we see shitheads, Feng.
Feng laughs.
Oh, maybe not all of them. But what kind of shitheads?
I don't fucking know. I'm gonna guess Solheim because I've given you most of their data.
Bingo!
He taps at the terminal.
I pulled these from the old data you brought in. All employees of the Oz original owners. And
he leans past you and scrolls the list down.
This one. This is a snaky shithead.
He stabs at the screen with a finger. The name reads Hardin Hurst.
That,
says Feng, giving you a sideways look,
is the thing.
He drags his stool out beside him and motions for you to sit.
There just so happens to be a Hardin Hurst in Havenage.
He waits for your reaction.
Well, that's where you might be able to help me.
Feng leans back in his chair.
Just think about it. Decades ago, Hardin worked on this station as...
Feng leans across to look at the monitor.
Senior Strategic Operations Executive.
Feng raises his eyebrows at you.
Our Hardin was keeping the money coming in for Solheim. He defined priority growth initiatives by making sure the extractors they contracted out were hooked into a system that outsourced all the risk and kept all the profit. Yuck. Good old Hardin shuffled thousands of Palladium Rush workers into an infrastructure which meant that their cut of the work they did went straight back into Solheim. I grew up here, Sleeper. This is my history. I'm a child of the collapse.
Feng turns back to the screen, staring hard at the strings of code flickering by.
Before I was born, my parents were Solheim contractors. They ate in Solheim canteens, worked on Solheim ships. They breathed Solheim air and slept in Solheim beds. This is what you talk like when you're from Solheim.
Feng's voice rises as he speaks, his fists on the terminal edge.
And the work that paid for that existence? The cycles of hard extraction out in the belt? Solheim took their cut. This was a company town, so to speak. And my parents were just another in the long line of freelance contractors willing to risk their lives for a shot at anything other than poverty. Disposable. Yuck. This guy, stabbing at Hardin once again with his finger, strategized all that, did the sums, and then somehow, thousands and thousands of cycles later, is still going, still here, crawling in the walls like some shithead snake. He survived the revolution. These guys, they were big time. There's a lot money can get you if you're a company man.
Feng relaxes a little.
But how is Hardin still kicking? I really don't know.
He turns to you and smiles.
So we're going to find out. Hardin is now a big shot in the shipyards. Just a few degrees back around for the eye from here.
Feng brings up a map of the lower eye.
Havenage might be born out of Erland's revolutionary zeal, but a flat hierarchy it is not. Hardin happened to float to the top.
Feng zooms in on the far yards. Feng grimaces.
The thing is, I don't have access to those systems. The shipyard crew is pretty paranoid, and they don't like anyone from systems digging around in their stuff. Plus, we need more than just the name of a Solheim executive. We need proof. Yuck.
Feng holds up a thumbnail-sized drive.
That's where this little creation of mine comes in. I call it a ripper worm.
He turns the drive between his fingers.
It'll rip through any digital storage and spin out a silken thread of filtered data. This one is set on the scent of Hardin Hurst.
He hands it over.
Getting into the compound might be tricky.
Feng puts a hand on your shoulder.
But you, however, have a particular knack for remote access.
Feng grins.
If you can extract yourself a Havenage cipher from a Havenage agent, they sometimes carry them among their data caches. You can crack open the compound's network and slot the worm in through any open port. You never even need to go near the shipyards. So what do you say? You up for it? I knew it. I knew you'd be happy to catch this snake. And don't worry, once we nail this guy, I'll start working on that tracker of yours. I haven't forgotten.
Feng scratches at his chin.
Anything this worm gets, it'll send back there to me. There's something wrong here, and I aim to get to the rotten core of it.
You leave Feng digging through data among the wires and machines of the old station. As you walk out, you try to imagine the eye as it once was, a vast machine running smooth and strong, directed by people like Hardin. A vast Solheim-built machine into which thousands poured from the surrogate systems looking for a new life. The hope of a better future, engineered to line someone else's pockets. It's an idea you're intimately familiar with. You think of Hardin, still alive, still part of this place, and wonder if the past is ever truly past. Alright, let's see if the past is truly past or not. I don't have anything to do, so we just gotta take a nap. Nap time. My hunter dude is almost here. Let's go get some medicine. Alright. I got one more day before the tracker gets here. So we're going to go ahead and do that. Toshiro takes the chits and hands you a vial. When you ask after Sabine, he doesn't respond. Do I have to, As you quickly leave the surgery, eager to be away from Toshiro's glare, you notice something wrapped around the stabilizer vial clutched tightly in your hand. You open your hand and a thin film marked with holes and sigils unrolls from around the vial. At one end it has a hard metal strip, a handle. Let's look at the handle first. The metal handle is worn and pitted, but you can see a set of numbers imprinted into it, 207F, and then, crudely scratched into the handle, at some later date, low end. You hold the cloudy film up to the light. It is perforated with an ornate pattern of holes. You can make out a word among the markings. Passkey. Is this an entry key for somewhere? For a moment you consider going back to the surgery to return the key, and then quickly think better of it. Did Sabine want you to have this? Or is Toshiro passing on a message? Time to head to the low end and find out. So I guess that means I want to go to the low end. Well, yeah, but did I though? Because I don't seem to have taken the vial. Do I have to go home for that? Okay, yeah, I can do that. Okay. So we'll start with Dragos. Go ahead and use our 6-banger on this. And do some winter light exploring. And we're gonna head up. Anything to do here yet? Oh, we can. We can explore the rotunda. That should be good. Let's do that. Okay, cool. Very nice. Okay. So what happens when we click on that? Pay low end toll $60. I don't have $60, do I? Nah, doesn't look like it. Alright. So alright, let's do this, because we get money for this. So what did I get? Is it Havenage Cipher? Do I have that? No. Alright. Havenage Agent, Keynode, yeah, an agent. Let's do that one. Well, let's see what the Havenage Agent says, because that's what Feng told me to do. Now he needs to. Okay, so we're going to take this Yadigan agent out. And then, doesn't look like we got money for that though. Maybe we did and I just missed it. God dang it. A glimmer in the dark catches your eye as the orb of Hunter's head appears in the distance. It is looking for you. Let's run. You turn away and glide back into the cloud, threads of data rushing past. Another glimmer catches your eye, closer now, that roving orb, wreathed in tentacles. It flickers, jumps. Once, twice, and then it is here. Hunter is here. Entity, submit to inquiry. Hunter reaches for you in that unpleasantly familiar way, its waving threads creating a cage. You push against the threads as they close in, becoming frenzied as you push them aside. You are caught by whipping tendrils, and you feel them pulling you away from the anchor of your body. You push through, clearing the threads. Entity, hold for processing, comes the scream from behind, but you are already gliding away, back to your anchor, your body. You awake, dizzy, distorted, but safe. Okay, so that was cool. Wait a minute, what's this? No, okay. I thought that meant there was something to do there. Overlook bar, rotunda. What's here? Stranded mercenary. Yeah, that's somebody else. I gotta come up with a skill upgrade requirement. Buy shipment fragment. We're not doing that. What's this? Overlook bar. We can get a drink or buy rations. If I need food. Let's I mean, maybe we just do the winter thing. What's at the shipyard that I can do? I'll do that one. Okay. +1 yard hand. We're gonna go home. We're gonna take our stuff. and then go to sleep. Sort of, maybe. How do I complete active scenes? It looks like anything with a frickin' triangle or a diamond I have to do, whether I like it or not, before it'll let me go to sleep for the day.
Hey, you! Want to earn a shit?
Ankita stands beside a huge pile of tied-together hull plates. She stretches out her back, her shoulders bulging beneath the flight suit. Across the docking concourse, she begins to split the plating into 2 bundles.
What is it with this place? Everyone wants their cut.
She asks as she lashes the massive plates together. She straightens up to an imposing height, her armor plates creaking, and looks you up and down.
Don't try anything, alright?
She taps the butt of her sidearm.
I don't want to have to put anyone else down today.
She shrugs.
What can I say? My temper's a little short lately.
Ankita hoists 1 bundle of plating onto her shoulder.
Come on then, enough chat. You gotta earn the chit.
You struggle to shoulder the plates, but you do eventually. Ankita gives you a look.
Ship's this way.
And she sets off down the gantry at impressive speed. As you catch up to her, she turns down a passage, pushing through a small crowd of stevedores.
Know this?
She nods at the plates on her back.
I'm building a treehouse.
She gives you another one of her looks.
It's for the ambergris. That cutter you might have seen sitting silent out there.
She rapidly turns around another corner as you trail behind.
She got cut up pretty bad on her last job, and I had to moor up here for a spell. But since then, it's only gotten worse. Someone got in, sliced the core from our ship mine, so now she's gone dark.
She shifts the panels on her shoulder.
The upshot is that I'm short 1 ship mine with a ton of repairs to do, and the rest of the crew signed off the moment they got wind I'd been stranded. So yeah, it's been a time. I don't know, got a ship mine tucked away on that frame of yours?
For a moment, you aren't sure if she is serious. Ankita swings the plates from her back, almost knocking you over in the process.
This is me.
She hauls the second bundle off your shoulder.
You're the first person I met here who might actually be considered hopeful.
She pauses, chewing her bottom lip.
Look, you want to help? Come see me. I need a hand putting Amber back together. And you don't seem like the type to try anything stupid.
She passes the bundle of plates through the ambergris's outer lock and then turns back.
Just don't go spreading all this around.
Ankita throws you a couple of chits.
Consider it a bonus for not trying to grift me.
She gives you a parting nod and ducks through the doorway.
Alright, get out of here.
She calls back and the lock slams shut. Okay, new drive discovered. Fix the ambergris. Okay, now I can go to sleep, right? Yes. Okay, let's see what we get. Hold it there, sleeper. Comes a voice from behind you. Don't you run. Good, good. A hand pats your coat down. You know your master's voice. Ethan spins you around. He's wearing a wide smirk and a slick jacket, and you immediately know he's terrible news. Yeah, you got all the way out here and then stayed put? He laughs a cruel laugh. That a sleeper thing? You're my first. You can barely hear him. You've noticed the handgun he has leveled at your chest, and it's hard to take your eyes off of it. He reaches down with his other hand and slips some kind of a ring out of the belt loop without taking his eyes off of you. Off you. Making it to the eye, though. That's pretty good. This place ain't so bad. Boss, markets, people. I pull most of my contracts out of asteroid caves or off of godforsaken moons. He splits the ring into 2 perfect circles. It's hard to hit civilization when there's so much space to pass through. He reaches over to slide the rings around your wrists. Go easy, yeah? You see a chance the moment his eyes leave you to watch the rings. You spin, knocking him away and sprinting down the corridor. Then the shot rings out, echoing off the metal so loud it hurts your ears. A bullet hole smokes in the wall beside your head. You freeze and Ethan closes the gap. This is a very boring routine. Trust me, I've seen it all before. He slips the rings over your trembling wrists. Ethan nudges you to start walking. To the ship and home, he whistles. Going easy. You stumble down the corridor, your hands behind you, your mind racing. Can we? I don't see much in the way of assets in your possession. Ethan yawns and continues to nudge you down the corridor. Shame to come all the way out here just to head back to S&ARP right away. That tracker of yours makes this too quick. Was hoping you'd put up a bit more of a chase, you know? A running battle through the bright market maybe, or a holdout in the low end. There's a few establishments I would have enjoyed checking out while I asked around. You walk on in silence for a little longer, desperately trying to think of a way to escape. That S&ARP tracker will be the death of you. Hey, I have an idea. Ethan interrupts your thoughts. How about on the way back to the ship we stop for a drink? I'm buying. Ha 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 ha. He laughs at his own joke. This better not be one of those where you do a dramatic pause and then try to jump me. 'Cause I'm pretty tired of that. Although, muses Ethan, I've got myself thinking, what's the rush here? Here we are in one of the most lawless joints in the surrogate systems, and we're headed for the exit. He pauses and you trudge on in silence. Okay, here's the idea. You and me, we make a little agreement. Here are the terms. He turns you to face him. You run, or leave, or try to abandon the eye, I shoot you. You plot or scheme, you try to kill me, I shoot you. But, he smiles, you come meet me at an establishment of my choice every few cycles and you pay my tab, I don't shoot you. He pauses. You don't pay my tab? He rattles his handgun. You get the idea. Okay then. That sounds to me like a deal. He stretches. You know, I really thought I was going to have to kill you, but this is so much better. He clicks something at his belt and the rings release from your wrists. I'm going to see if I can find my old stool at the compressor club. Come see me there. He aims the handgun at you, squinting down the sight. Let me just remind you, that body of yours is one big tracker, so don't even think about leaving the eye. I'll know. Ethan turns and strides off down the corridor, slipping his handgun away. The mix of relief and terror you feel is overwhelming. What are you going to do? I mean, I'm definitely gonna try to fucking kill Ethan or whatever. Well, then why is it like... I guess because it's available. Oh. So once you... I can just... No. But I like that. Let's do that. Okay. Alright, so... What do I need... What am I doing for Fang? Help Fang chases leads. That's not helpful. Overlook bar. What's this place? Hello, what are you? There, the ambergris. Okay. What can we do there? Hull repairs. We can't rewire the drones. But we can do hull repairs. Risky. Make it a 4 then. Woohoo! Oh, I could... Oh. So if I had the interface upgrade, I could do that. Anything here? No. That's the compressor club. Okay. I need food. Is Emphas gonna talk to me this time? Nope. Doesn't look like it. Okay. Okay. We got the winter light. We can do that. We got +1 on that one. What's my house? Nothing useful there. Alright, let's look over here. That's a 3. That's a 2. That's a 1. Alright. We got that. What we got here? There's a 1. Yet again, agent. Very nice. Take him out. Okay. And it doesn't look like there's much else I can do yet. Haven Age agent needs 2. And then the Havenage Gate needs the cipher. And I've got Ripperworm, I've got Havenage data, I've got Yadigan data and encrypted key. So that's not helpful. Okay. So... Oh, I see. The hunter is also on a thingamajig. Okay, okay. Buy rations, get a drink. Okay. In the shipyard. And do that one. Heck yeah. Nap time. Feels like there should be some sort of maybe warning that something's about to like jump away or fail or whatever. Alright, I almost have too many high value stuff. Let's Havenage agent 2. Nope, can't do it. That's yet again agent. That's not that helpful. It's this one. Havenage agent needs 2. key node, Havenage agent needs 2. And then this thing. Okay. So I can't do anything there just yet. Ooh, I never tried to go to low end. I did have the money. Very nice. Just barely, but I had the money. So now what? Low end apartment complex, low end residential, towering transit hub. Gap in the ring station. What's there? No, we're good there. What can we do here? Unlock apartment. Oh, hey. Apparently I had the apartment. Is this my apartment now? As you push the door open, the automatic lights flicker on inside the apartment. They reveal yellowing plastic panels, the curved shape of wall-mounted utility units, the detritus of a routine life arranged on every surface. You step inside, clicking the door shut. Behind, the amber light of the aging fixtures glaze everything with pale orange. The work surfaces hold a variety of objects, indistinct in the dull lighting. A pale blue light drifts from a doorway at the end of the room. Definitely going to inspect those surfaces. Smudges through the thin layer of dust suggest a recent, rare, and hurried visit. They trace a path to the water dispenser, the auto wash, then to a cabinet still half open. On the shelf sits an empty pill case. You cross the cramped utility room with its auto wash dispensers, water closet, towards the doorway. Through the doorway is a dark, warm room, lit only by the faint glow of a terminal screen. A bunk is tucked into the wall, the blankets ruffled. A wall desk glitters with rows of vials and containers. A briefcase lab sits open, loaded with rows of reagents and compounds you do not recognize. In comparison, this room is clean, ordered, controlled. As you approach, there is a crackle from somewhere in the dark.
Sleeper!
Sabine's voice shakily echoes through the apartment.
Welcome to my home. I'm sorry I can't be there. I've had to make alternate arrangements.
You hear rattling noises, static.
I was able to record this message, but I don't dare show my face. Something is happening within Yadigan. I no longer trust them.
Their voice becomes distant, slipping behind the background noise.
I have something to ask of you. I want you to get me out. Yadigan was supposed to hide me, to protect me. After everything happened, I was desperate. And then, after that, I was too tired to care.
A noise, like waves, passes over the recording.
But I'm done with him now. I want out. Screw the debt. But I need insurance. Something I can hold against them. I have my suspicions, but I can't be sure. I need information. And as you know, you need me.
A pause, something clicking in the dark.
This isn't a threat. You have to understand my position here.
Another pause.
I know sleepers. I have been here before. I can help you, but not with Yadigan's noose around my neck. Get me data. Get me information. Get me something that I can use against Yadigan. Then I can get out, and you can get what you need. Please.
Waves of static cut into Sabine's voice.
Bring it here to my terminal. I'll get to it when I can.
You look around the tiny room and try to imagine Sabine living here, working at the desk, sleeping in the bunk, blinking into the terminal in the dark. The recording cuts to static, filling the room with its white hiss, then silence. You sit in front of the humming terminal and hit a few keys. Sabine has left an access port open, but the rest is encrypted, locked away behind passcodes. It seems Sabine might not trust you as much as they want you to think. Who does Sabine need to hide from? And what debt do they owe to Yadigan? You try to assemble the pieces, but too many are missing. The only thing you know is that without stabilizer, your body will die. You glance at the briefcase lab on the desk, its glassware glinting in the dark. You turn away and leave, the door clunking shut behind you. Back in the corridor, you notice the scrawled graffiti of a blade on the opposite wall. Yadigan. You feel yourself being drawn into something you don't quite understand. Okay. Get Sabine out. What can we do in low end? Block maintenance. I'll do some block maintenance, why not? Okay, cool. I don't have money. Is there anything to do here anymore? Oh, I can still buy stabilizer here. Okay, good. Good. What about... Let's do it. Come on, exchange. Plus 19 cryo, and I got trusted trader now. Which means I got the art fabricator. Fabricate ship mine, input 3 ship mine fragment? No, I think I have 2, right? Looks like 2. This is, for whatever reason, my screen isn't quite fitting on my screen, right? So I can't actually see any of these things. Let's help old girl out with our ambergris repairs. We'll give her the 6. Sweet. Okay, and then see what Dragos is doing. I think, because I can't talk to Funk or whatever is Goofy. Yeah, we'll do Dragos for the winter light. Okay, still got a +1. And then I think these guys all need 2, right? Yeah, I thought so. I'm gonna find. There we go. More Yadigan shiz. And that'll be that. And then what's he's got 3 more days before I can pay his bill. I can go ahead and get some food, I think. Yep. Got more food. Big plus on energy. And now it's nap time. Damn it. I said, now it's nap time. Okay, looking pretty good. So, let's go ahead and focus on this tracker business. Oh, damn. I guess since I unlocked Lowtown or whatever, we are going to try to get as many of these thingamajiggers as possible. What are you? Havenage agent. We can do you. Very nice. Okay. Another Havenage agent. He's 2. I don't have 2. I do have that. Slot Havenage Cipher. Gate flips. You are in. Havenage port. Input 1 Ripperworm. Vroom vroom. Zoom zoom. Something. Anything else? Nope, nothing else to do there. It appears. That was okay. So there's Fang. Shipyard, nothing up there. Alright, so let's see what's up with Fang. So I'll take a few cycles to run through the network. Fair enough. Alright, so let's help out Amber. And put that one there. Roop. That sucks. Oh, sorry, Ankita. I done fudged up on that one, apparently. No. What? Oh, hey, there's a food place here. What's up with that? Oh, I can do deliveries. Alright. There we go. That's okay. I still got some energy out of it. Let's see, what's 207, you had again data. I think I have 2 of those. Cool. Do another one. Do another one. Hey, I had 3. Which means we're good. Another recording, perhaps. As you turn away from the terminal, the final cache of Yadigan data uploaded, the air crackles with white noise.
Sleeper?
Sabine's voice, weaker than before, comes through the haze. A sigh of relief comes through the layers of noise. The call must be coming in from somewhere on the station.
This has to be short. I don't know if Yadigan are monitoring me.
Their voice is hushed, distant. You try to focus on it.
The data you've been bringing in from Yadigan agents. There's something in it I don't understand.
A shrill howl rattles through the signal.
This data is all gleaned from their implants, records of integration with their nervous systems, performance analysis, error rates, usage data. I installed many of these implants, and I didn't enable any of this functionality.
Their voice dips under the level of the noise like a swimmer slipping beneath the water. You listen to the waves for a few seconds before Sabine re-emerges.
Has to be somehow baked into their wetware's interface. And that's not all. The systems compiling this data are connected to some kind of transmission protocol. It's being broadcast. Every Yadigan enforcer is equipped with black market implants, retinal enhancements, adrenaline boosters, pain suppressors. These implants are gathering data on themselves, on the enforcers' bodies, on their performance. Why? I can't tell. But I can promise you these foot soldiers have no idea this is going on.
The background tone switches, dropping to a grainy rumble.
If they knew, I don't imagine they would be happy with the situation. Yadigan could have a mutiny on their hands.
You lean towards the terminal, straining to listen to Sabine's faint voice.
I need a few cycles to pull all this together, but this might be the information I need to pressure Yannick into releasing my debt.
Suddenly, a banging echoes through the call. Sabine's voice is suddenly whispered, panicked.
I have to go. Come back in 4 cycles.
Then the sharp crack of a disconnect. and silence fills the apartment. You step back from the terminal. What does Yatagan have to gain from monitoring its own members? You try to recall what you know about the gang, but you have little to go on. You think of Toshiro, Sabine's minder, his mirrored teardrop implants set below hard eyes. What data could they be gathering? And more important, where are they sending it? You reflexively rub your forehead, trying to think. Can you really trust Sabine? How did they come to be Yatagan's doctor in the first place? You think of their kindness, their care, but also that glazed look of recognition that they gave you when they first met you. That look stays in your mind as you slip back out of the apartment, glancing around as you close it up and drift into the corridors of the station, unable to shake the unpleasant sensation of being observed. Okay, so we got a cycle thing now. Yep. Alright. What about this thing? Here we go. Do it. Heck yeah, and we got some food. That's what I like to see. Whoop, we just saved. Do we have a scene somewhere? No. No, doesn't appear that way. Okay. That's not what I meant to do. I meant to do that. Go nappy naps. Alright, so we're here. We've got a new day. Alright. Let's see if I can get shot. What's his, let's hope his tab's looking good. If not, I might be in trouble. I don't know how much help that is. About here, there's a 2. Down here. Nothing I can do there. Okey doke. Havenage agent. He's a 2 as well. Keynode's got a 1. We'll do that one. Encrypted key. Not sure. Bastard. Those familiar threads wrap around you, bind you, test you. I'm gonna die, aren't I? Entity submit. Hunter's strange head bobs in your vision. Your ally in the sealed dock cannot save you. In that globed head, you see whirling strings of data, so many spinning there that they threaten to tear through the thin skin and whip out into the void around. What happened to this creature? The threads squeeze and you lose any sympathy you might have had. You must escape. You lash out once more, pushing Hunter back, severing threads that regrow as fast as they are broken. As you slip away, you realize you have to find a way to deal with Hunter once and for all. This is getting too dangerous. Yeah, that sucked. I took some damage there, looks like. Yeah, what's in the free spoke? Scale the spoke. Enter the spoke. I think I want to climb it. Yeah, 75 chance of it not being bad. 75% chance. Okay. Okay, not too bad. Now we need to make some money. What can we do here? Do I have any scrap components? No, do not. What can I do for work? Work. Noodle shop. Noodle shop. Whoops. Yeah, express delivery. There we go. Bam. That wasn't very good. Wasn't horrible. Wasn't very good, though. Yeah, let's see. Did we help Amber today? We did not. That's okay, though. Let's do it. I understand that Amber is not her name. God damn it. But in my head, her name is just Amber. Fudge. You're still running. Alright. Well, we're in trouble. Because I don't have enough money to get more shiz. And I don't have enough shiz to get more money. I am starving. I need to... That's fine. Please don't suck. Yes. Still gave me a little bit of energy. I'm not starving anymore. Oh, nuts. Alright. How about you? Yeah. Here we go. Got it. Make some money. A little bit of money. Fucking hunter. Havenage agent. Havenage data. Let's see. Is there anything I can turn in now? Can I turn stuff in here at all? Negative. Alright, nothing down here. Nothing to do at home. Dragos is having trouble. I really need to do another one of those. What's over here? Nothing. Nothing good there. Overlook bar. Can buy shit if I need to. I still don't have any components. That's correct. Install. Apartment complex. There's nothing I can do there. What about this? Oh, I can help people out. Free spoke, Founder's Gap. And that's paying for passage. I need more of the money for the stuff. I'm in trouble. Let's see what happens at the end of the day. Alright, well, luckily I'm still in half decent shape. Yeah, fucking thing's almost there. See if we can finish the winter light up real quick and fast. Yeah, winter light. Squeezed into the office at the entrance to the yard, you lay out everything you have on the winter light across the metal desk. Your makeshift forensic notes glow on Dragos' old writing slate, overlapping lines and scrawled annotations. A set of drone scans fill the small terminal with the spectrum of colors, a heat map of damage and decay. A crumpled printout from the office's ship registry lies beside them, synthetic paper so thin it is almost transparent. Reactor failure. That is the verdict that anyone would have returned after a cursory glance at these stacked heat maps of the remains of the Winterlight. On the terminal screen, the ship is shown in section, blotches of color marking the approximate damage the ship sustained. Dominating the view is a single blood-red rose, radiating from the ship's fraction drive. A simple story, a catastrophic failure of the drive core leading to fatal hull breach. A well-documented failure likely brought on by wear or misuse. But you aren't looking at the rose of the reactor. You're looking at a smaller, paler mark, one that might be easy to miss at first glance. It is thumbprint-sized and delicately placed over the control servos for the ship's main external airlock. It suggests a controlled, shaped explosion, one designed to punch through the hull and allow access to the airlock from outside. You are looking at it because it is troubling you. Your attempts at a reconstruction of the Winterlight before its fatal accident consist of a series of overlapping sketches and diagrams, showing possible layouts and configurations of the gutted cutter. This was no off-the-shelf model. It was heavily modified, parts replaced with inventive configurations, the new retrofitted into the old, handmade joints and reconditioned filters. This was someone's pride and joy, a lifetime project kept running with care and intuition. It also contained a set of hidden compartments. You missed them at first where the hull had been thickened, the corners rounded to disguise the change, but they are there. A plain list shows the registration history of the Winterlight, the gaps between the entries tantalizingly opaque. Its first registration was a couple of thousand cycles ago on this very station, logged at the central hub. From here, the registry tells the story of a busy ship, one that rarely stayed on station for more than a few cycles, and often took on voyages that kept it away from the eye for up to 100 cycles. The Winterlight got little rest. An old ship, many cycles under its belt, carefully maintained. A reactor failure preceded by a carefully concealed external entry. A suite of hidden compartments tucked away. This was the Winterlight, and this was its story. But that's not the full story, because there's something else. It is little more than a list, a tiny chunk of data you were able to pull from the ship's systems. The main systems were fried, of course, but the Winterlight had a separate system, one tucked away in one of its hidden compartments, armored, air-walled. This list, the only recoverable piece from the whole system, is a partial inventory. It details the contents of the hidden compartments. Some of it you recognize, some of it you don't. Ship mine ROMs, shimmer, cryo chain codes, and then the final entry, passenger, sleeper. You stare at the list on the terminal and try not to think about what it was like arriving here. In the cold for so long, half frozen in the freight container. Had this sleeper been smarter, luckier? How had they convinced the Winterlight, a smuggler's ship if ever you saw one, to extract them from S&ARP? Luckier. You laugh. There had been no remains found in any of the Winterlight's compartments. You had checked. They weren't so lucky, you guess. Not in the end. You hold up a vial of stabilizer to the light. This was all you would find in their compartment. A parting gift from S&ARP. Well, it won't go to waste now. You put it back in your pocket. The thought still bothers you, though. 2 ships carrying sleepers coming into the same yard? 2, one after another? That feels wrong. You flick back and forth between the datasets on the terminal, thinking. And you see that thumbprint again, the mark of someone trying to get in. Someone who entered the Winterlight with precision and speed, and when they were done left the reactor to clean up the rest. The thought of that person makes you shiver. Suddenly, the office door creaks open. Drago stands in the doorway, staring at the equipment and notes you have assembled. "What's all this?" He snatches the slate from the desk faster than you realize he could move. "You running an investigation here? What am I paying yous for?" The drone on his shoulder starts whining shrilly, his anger passing to it through his implants. Hiding something? I'm hiding you, goddammit! And what are you doing for me? Digging around in my business? He starts shaking his head. I know you have a lot of questions, but this isn't the way. He turns away, muttering to himself. This is the last thing I need. Dragos freezes, suddenly angry. What did you say? He pushes past you to look at the terminal, at the list. He shakes his head. So what? Aren't all of you trying to escape? Yous are lucky it was yous that made it out alive, not them. He folds his arm indignantly. Dragos seems to steady himself and then turns back to you, the heat map of the reactor failure reflected in his headset's glassy eyes. I've given you a place to stay. I've given you his work. He stumbles over the words, unsure what to say. There's plenty others who would have sold you on, turned yous in. But not me, no. He softens. Look, yous helped me too. He quiets the drone. I've done well by yous, and yous returned the favor. He straightens up and clears his throat. But this obsession you have with this ship isn't going to work for me. I can't have you making my clients nervous. I can't have you digging up whatever it is yous are after. He sighs. Yous can't work here anymore. He reaches over and switches off the monitor. Forget about the damn ship. Yous have enough to keep yous up. Dragos reaches across you and flicks off the terminal as the light of the monitor... The monitor is already off. Whatever. As the light of the monitor dies, a kind of eerie calm falls on both of you. Whatever this was, it is done. Yous made it out, Sleeper. That means yous have to move on. Then yous run. Yous don't come here. Yous don't scream. Yous don't shout. Yous run. In the dark, Drago's headset glints, and you wish for a moment that you could see his eyes and meet them. Maybe then he would understand. You get up from the desk and Dragos gathers the notes, stuffing them into a pocket of his overalls. He holds the door for you, his headset expressionless as always. Yous can stay in the container. I won't take that from yous. Don't come back. His tone is final, definite, with an edge of disappointment. You walk out of the office and then out of the yard, not stopping to look back. You leave the yard, thumbing the vial in your pocket, knowing that this, at least, guarantees you a little more time. That's for sure, because I was out of money and almost out of time. And as you walk, your mind once again drifts to that person who killed the Winterlight, and whether or not that person will come for you. I'm willing to bet there's a fair chance that it's freaking this guy. Oh hey, I still have a couple days. Or Ethan says you have 2 cycles to pay the tab. Yeah, I don't have that much. So it's time to go make some money. Nothing going on here. Alright. There's no ships in... Is there? Nope. No ships in port. There's Fang. He's about ready. I don't know if I'm ready for him, but he's about ready. Yeah, let's do that. Hopefully we'll make good money. 8. That might be enough to pay the tab. Hell yeah. Sweet. Alright, Ethan, shut up. I can't believe you just did that. Ethan's mocking laugh comes from along the bar. You look over to see him leaning across it in a pool of light, empty glasses and spilled drinks glinting all around him. Alright, so hopefully this will lead me to an opportunity here pretty soon to freaking kill this guy. It's always dark in the compressor, but this cycle the place is packed, a load of spacers mixing with the locals. Usually they run. Ethan spins a glass on the bar. Or they go spend their savings on some local heavy I gotta put down. They don't pay. Ethan gets to his feet. The glass falls and smashes, but he doesn't seem to notice. You think that's it? One round of drinks and we are even? Sleeper, come on. His hand comes to rest on the butt of his handgun, dangling from a chest holster. Ethan laughs hard and the people around him turn to see what's happening. You think this is on me? I think someone in your position might have a better idea how this all works. I'm a freelancer, Sleeper, just like you. We both signed a contract with S&ARP, didn't we? The difference is that my word means something. He closes the gap, stumbling a little. What did you think? That you could just run away from your contract? Your debt? You could just steal that natty little body of yours and take it for a joyride? Play human for a cycle or two? It's you, Sleeper, that doesn't understand. Some of us pay our debts, but it's all the harder because of idiots like you. Though I should thank you, Ethan nods, his head heavy, for giving me such an easy job. I'm used to outlaws, you know, real bounties. If I knew catching sad little escapees like you were so easy, I would have changed clients ages ago. Someone shouts from the back of the bar for Ethan to shut up. He holds up a finger in that general direction without turning around. Nothing to add? Ethan turns and walks back toward the bar. Good. Lesson learned. Ethan sits heavily back down on his stool and searches through his glasses for something left in it. The thing is, Sleeper, I can find you anywhere. It's actually wild that you haven't figured that out. That body isn't yours, and it will always betray you, no matter what. He finds a glass and downs the contents. So please, go. I'll catch up with you whenever I need another. You turn on your heel and are out of the cloying dark and the sweat stench of the compressor. You walk hard and fast down the walkway, anger driving your footfalls into the metal of the rim like hammers. Alright, we got upgrade points. Hey, I got 2 upgrade points. Look at that shiz. Alright. So we can do +1 on either of these. Can I? There we go. That's what I wanted. Then I can do this thing. Heck yeah. Alright, cool. Now we're in pretty good shape, and I think I want to do endurance and intuition. Once I get there. Oh, scheisse. Alright, so we got the one thingamajig left. Let's see if there's anybody who can use 1 die. Doesn't super appear it's going to be the case. How about you? Yep. I don't know if this is actually helping me with anything. But maybe next he'll need the Yadigan data. Alright, let's go. Let's go talk to Goofy. As you arrive, Feng comes striding toward you, taking you by surprise. Let's go, Sleeper! He puts a hand on your shoulder and turns you back the way you came. To see Hardenhurst! He gives you a sideways glance. Isn't that what you're here for? He steps into the passageway, guiding you downring toward the shipyard. Sorry for the hurry, but we have something of an opportunity.
That data you ripped, well done by the way, he grins, tells me Hardin is making a rare inspection of the sidereal horizon this cycle. It's a perfect chance to confront him outside of that compound he hides in.
Feng takes a sharp turn onto a dimly lit side passage.
That's right. It's the perfect time.
Feng slows and slips into a dark service tunnel where somewhere in the black a water pipe drips.
It's him, Sleeper. The same Hardin Hurst. Our worm ripped out decades of records that mention him by name. An entire trail of documentation from the first days of the Solheim collapse until now. He wrote out the whole thing. Slipped into Havenage when it first broke off from the Union. Yuck.
He paces in the tunnel, a hand rubbing at the back of his head.
I need you to understand something about Solheim, Sleeper. I don't know what you know about the collapse, but it wasn't as instant as it sounds. It wasn't like Solheim was here running the station one day, and the next Erland's Union took power. Back then, Solheim knew this place was slipping away from them. As the palladium market collapsed, they tried to keep the contractors here working. The pay got smaller, the costs higher. People like my parents were forced to work non-stop just to keep a berth on the station and water in their tanks. Solheim squeezed every last worker until the mistakes, the accidents were coming in non-stop. And as new waves of contractors came in desperate to work, Solheim welcomed them, taking bribes instead of checking pilot licenses. The whole time Solheim was folding up, dragged into court cases in the central systems, while this severed limb of a station still desperately tried to take all it could. Yep. The riots came after the collision at Dock 2. A young pilot, his MEV overloaded with palladium, miscalculated his trajectory and took out a section of the ring. Hundreds died, thousands panicked. My parents told me people were terrified, and the blame fell squarely on Solheim. People like to tell stories about Erland, how he brought the factions together, spoke to the crowds, turfed out Solheim. Maybe that's true, but my mother, pregnant with me, locked herself in their MEV and welded it to the dock while my father joined the improvised crews trying to seal up the ragged edges of the gap. He never came back. Yuck.
Feng pauses in the dark.
They sealed it up, though, and by the time they did, Solheim was gone, abandoning every one of us to the black. Apart.
Feng finally turns back to you now, his eyes burning.
From shits like Hardin. Shits who helped their place, rode it out, and slipped into the new structure like nothing had changed. Standing shoulder to shoulder with those they had exploited at every step.
Feng starts walking again.
That's why I can't just let him strut about the shipyard. This time, his past catches up with him.
Feng rejoins the main passageway, which is now wide and glass-roofed. Through the ceiling, you can see ships in mid-construction, their flanks lit by flashes of plasma torches. The entrance to the shipyard is ahead. Yeah, let's do it. Feng grins.
Let's go show this shithead some consequences.
He strides to the shipyard entrance and pushes through the doors. A web of corridors lead through the complex, snatches of the construction bays always appearing through windows. Ships are suspended like whale corpses, skeletal, imposing. Feng seems to know exactly where he's going, and before long you cross into a huge dry dock locked to one side of the sidereal horizon. Sidereal? I don't really know. Sidereal? A network of platforms and scaffolding cling to the ship's hull, filled with workers and equipment. The sound is stretched out by the vast space, so that the welding, cutting, and sealing seems to come from everywhere at once. Both you and Feng spot them at the same time, a group walking slowly across a gantry, and at the front 2 men, one gesturing towards the ship, and the other, stick-thin, cleanly dressed with a shock of gray hair. You and Feng say his name in unison, and Feng sets up off the staircase to the gantry, with you following behind. Sorry, I'm kind of slowing down a little bit. As you come to the same level, the group is passing closer, the foreman gesturing to the work being done throughout the dock and Hardin nodding along. Hardenhurst! Feng shouts across the noise, taking you by surprise. His voice bounces and comes back in a rippling echo. The figures turn.
Yes?
Hardin asks quizzically, raising an eyebrow. He glances between you and Feng, and you see his gaze linger on your body, unsure of why a sleeper might be in this place.
You are a traitor, Hardin. A Solheim executive who tried to hide here among its victims.
Feng's voice is steady, strong.
You stand for everything I was rebuilt in the shadow of, against everything Erlen stood for, everything Havenage stands for. You have no place on this station.
For a moment, stillness descends on the group, as if everyone were held in place by the rattle of construction. Hardin laughs.
Well, good to meet you too.
He glances around at those around him, some smiling, the others nervous.
You are from the systems branch, are you not?
Asked Hardin, inspecting Feng's clothing. Feng turns to the foreman.
You need to call your security. This man is a corporate agent and a shithead.
The foreman glances between Feng and Hardin, his hands drumming at his sides. Hardin leans towards him and says something inaudible. The foreman nods. Feng holds up a stick of memory.
You guessed right. I am systems. And I have records that link you directly to Solheim right here.
He turns to the foreman again.
So once again, I am asking you to take this man into the custody of the shipyard.
The foreman remains still. Hardin's voice is calm, measured.
If you have such data, why hasn't it been submitted at a members' meeting for proper review?
He shakes his head.
I have nothing to hide, unlike a man who doesn't announce his name, who enters my shipyard with corporate property in tow, and tries to turn my own men against me.
You hear it now, the echoing sound of boots on walkways, coming from all angles at once, and then settling behind you.
Please,
says Hardin,
submit the data through the correct channels, then we can talk. For now, however, you must leave.
He gestures behind you to the security detail, their hands on boxy black sidearms at their sides. Feng spits.
Hardin, you shithead! You can't wriggle out of this one.
A security officer draws their weapon and levels it. Feng turns and stares him down. You look at Feng, he shakes his head and puts a hand on your shoulder.
Let's go.
says Fang, and he pushes through the security, heading back down the walkway. Once security has walked you out of the shipyard and nudged you back into the corridor, Fang picks up the pace. You try to keep up as he slips into the shadows of an entrance. Fang is grinning ear to ear. You know, Sleeper, sometimes people are exactly how you expect them to be. Something pings in his pocket and he takes it out. On the slate, a web of connections starts drawing itself out, stretching to a set of points around the ring. Got him! Gosh, mutters Fang. That, Sleeper, is something our worm added to Hardin's personal slate. We are tracking his outgoing messages. Fang's grin looks ghostly in the uplight of his screen. The old ways are the best. Spook 'em good enough and they'll give the game away. He jabs at the slate, and you see the web is being drawn over a map of the ring, lines bouncing from point to point. All these dots? These are Hardin's buddies, the ones he's messaging right now. And we are going to find them all. Of course. Hardin isn't working alone. We need the full set or nothing. Fang glances around and slips the slate back into his pocket. We better split for now, Sleeper. But this is exactly what we need. Good hunting. Yep. With a pat on your shoulder, Fang drifts away, back into the flow of people around the shipyard entrance. You watch him go, unsure whether to be angry or impressed. Yeah, got another upgrade point. That's pretty cool. I want to add that to Intuit, I think. And that way, reroll all of your dice once per cycle. Oh, shite. That's pretty sweet. Okay, so hold off a little bit for here on anything else there, and try to save up for that perk, that is. Alright, back to the container. Oh yeah, we need to stabilize. Bloop, bloop. Alrighty. So, we're in pretty good shape there. We're going to end the cycle, and we're also going to go ahead and call it there. I think I'm gonna ruminate on this a little bit. I may come back here. I may come back to this. I may not. I'm not super sure. Whoops. But either way, that's going to be it for tonight.